Hi guys, this is Bill from Spencer1984.com with the final update to the Vanishing Point Challenger. So at this point, I've got the body detail work done, and now it's just time to put everything together. And taking a closer look at it, I did all of the window surrounds with bare metal foil, and I painted the dash support black so that would kind of disappear once it was all together. Made myself a custom fuel fill cap, and it's a little bit big, but the hole that it was supposed to fill in was a little bit oversized, so it just kind of worked with what I had there. Not perfect, but it's better than the chrome flip cap. Did the trim around the tail panel with more bare metal, and did some panel lining on the trunk and doors. Went over the wheel arches with a little bit more chrome paint. Up front, did the grille surround with some more bare metal. Painted the grille trim and scratch built a couple of bumperettes. Overall, it's not bad. Not perfect, but not too bad. According to the instructions, the next step is to take this entire assembly and install it in the body. The diagram says you basically do that and it's in. Except the dashboard needs to go on top of that black panel there, and then the front tabs need to go into these square holes and then drop over the screw mounts. And that's too many parts moving in different directions at the same time. It can technically be done, but I found it a lot easier to glue the doors and the dashboard together. So you got this one assembly, and then you can just drop it between the door panels, and you kind of line it up, and you see where there's the little pockets that the hood hinges are supposed to snap into. So once you got that lined up, just push it forward, and that'll kind of hold that in place. You want it to look like that in the end, so that captures the hood hinges. And now I can take the rest of the interior assembly and put it in according to the instructions. So you want the front tabs in like that, and then you swing the whole thing down. And it's still not really easy. It needs parts moving past other parts, but I still found this to be a little bit easier than trying to get the whole thing at once. And you can kind of see the whole thing tries to move backwards, so you still need to flex this a little bit and push it up and in. But then once everything is lined up, and then it's fully seated. And just give that a look-see from the top. You can see that the door panels line up with the window sills. The dashboard is right where it's supposed to be. And then we just put the 4 screws in to make sure that it doesn't go anywheres. With any of these screw together kits, you don't want to crank down really hard on the screws. You do need to give it a little force to get the threads cut in the first place. But beyond that, you want to give it just enough so that it holds itself together. Because if you really crank down on it, I mean, you could break the plastic, but the bigger concern is a lot of the hinges and alignment need just a little bit of slop so that they can kind of align with each other. In fact, I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of hood alignment once I've got this all together. Most of these, they get it pretty close, but it does need a little fine-tuning after you're done. One doesn't want to go in. Let's try the next one. Yeah. Fine, do this one. Yeah, back one's just being stubborn. Because the camera's on. Alright. And number 4. Okay, so now that we've got that together, it's time to bring in the chassis. And like the interior, it's got this forward tab that fits into the body, and then a rectangular slot in the body itself. But this is a whole lot easier to fit in because there's a lot less parts trying to interfere with each other. Just get that in, line it up, and push it down. Like I said, a lot less headache than trying to get the interior in. And then to secure it, it just gets one screw into the gas tank. And again, I'm not going to clamp down really hard on it. I'm just going to give it enough so that I've cut the threads and it doesn't fall apart. So now I just need to pop the exhaust tips on. And they fit okay. The tailpipes do need some adjustment before they'll line up exactly with the cutouts in the body. And speaking of adjustment, I am going to need to do some alignment work on the hood. But for right now, I'm calling this done. Aside from the hood, I really want to put a side view mirror on this, but there are no base chrome Mopar mirrors available right now. I'm part of a discussion on the Model Car Magazine forum right now about maybe getting some 3D printed versions, so I might have another update to this in the future. Now, final thoughts on the kit. It is not Revell's strongest metal body kit. I think that their Charger, pretty much all of their Fast and Furious, and also their American Graffiti kits were a lot better than this. The body is a bit slab-sided, as other people have noted. I don't think it's as bad as some others do, but it's definitely off. It's missing a couple of movie-specific details, like having the wrong fuel fill and not having the front bumperettes, which is a little bit weird. And the final assembly, especially putting the interior into the body, is a bigger pain than it needs to be. There just must have been a smarter way that could have been done. But on the upside, the chassis, engine, and even interior detailing is really pretty good on it. And up until these last couple of steps, assembly was really easy. Everything fit together, lined up exactly how I'd want it to. So it's like 90-95% there. Every other Challenger kit has weird quirks or issues as well, so it seems like this is just a really hard car to capture in 1/24th, 1/25th. So the real question comes down to, would I build this again? And yes. In fact, I already have. So this one represents the 1997 remake of the movie starring Viggo Mortensen. And unlike the original, this one had a 426 Hemi, so I've got new badges from Keith Marks on the hood. And the engine itself is out of Revell's Hemi Cuda kit with the 67 Charger air cleaner. It actually fit in there pretty nicely. The interior has a center console added from Hearts Parts Resin. The chassis is done with undercoating and aftermarket mufflers. Got a blackout panel and different license plate on the rear. The tires are finished with Fireball Model Work decals, and I was able to keep the chrome flip cap. And then I figured, well, as long as I'm building two of them, might as well make it a hat trick and do the car from Death Proof as well. To make this one different from the other two, it has the 440 Magnum, so that's got some more Keith Marks decals on it. The engine is out of AMT's 71 Charger kit, and again, fit in there really nice. No bumperettes or license plate on the front. It's got the window frames added for the ship's mast stunt in the movie. A full custom interior with white seat inserts. Seats were pulled from Revell's 71 Hemi Cuda. Another Hearts Parts Resin center console. Underneath, it's got an automatic transmission, and it did some extra weathering to the exhaust and suspension parts. Gave it some different tailpipes and the movie correct license plate. It also has a scratch-built twist cap, this one chrome, and some more Fireball Model Works decals. And I just gave it an overall weathering to show it being a used car. And with that, I am, at least for now, calling this project done. I will be making the final adjustments to the original car's hood at some point, and if I find a source for the correct side view mirrors, I will be updating all three of these. But for now, it's a wrap, and I will be back with a new project next week, so you can check back then, and thanks for watching.